Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Inside of today's video, we're doing a sneak peek for the new brawler Nori. I actually wanted to test out, this is not possible in a real game, how much damage the super does without a fit. Okay, 2,500. But anyways, Nori's the newest assassin legendary brawler inside of a game, and boy is Nori just completely broken. So with Nori, it's very cool with his mechanics. So the first mechanic you can see, if you don't have any ammo, you basically got a slash forward like this and you can deal 2.4k damage. You can see here the fishes are building up to the side, and you can get up to 6 fishes. So again, you can basically only really auto aim or just quickly flick it, because if you hold your attack, you can grapple just literally like Buzz's super in a sense. You can grapple towards brawlers. You can actually grapple if you're fully charged here. Once that yellow bar there is popped, you can grapple over a wall as well onto an enemy. So you can literally just do this. Say if you're literally on top of a wall as well, just literally do this. You can do it over an enemy as well, I presume, if you fully charge this up. So you'll grapple over them, so that'll be really cool. So you can see there, if I grapple through them as well, literally I literally go through them, I'm going to be dealing 2 lots of 1,440 damage. That's 2,800. That is quite a considerable amount. So in terms of his health, it's very similar to brawlers like Ali, Shade, and Edgar. So not exactly on the highest side in terms of assassins, but can still deal a lot of damage. So as you can see, I've been building up these fishes, and the more fish that you build up, you can build up to 10, the bigger and more damage that your super deals. So you see right here, there's a short delay, 3.5k damage, which is actually quite substantial. So Nori will build up shots super within 5 hits, which is quite easy. So one thing I think will be really strong about Nori is just how much space Nori can create. Think of Kenji, think of Kaze, literally in the same trio. Nori will be able to create as much space here. So you can see what you can do here. You can literally just grapple from across the map, and then, for example, you could just super here and create a lot of space. So the biggest example I could think of is, again, right here. You want to grapple over like a wall like here, and you're already on the other side of the map like you super, and you spawn where you super, which is insane. Think of Kenji's hypercharge. That was a big reason as to why Kenji's hypercharge is so broken, because of that teleportation. So yeah, I think that's going to be a really underrated feature about Nori. So let's talk about his builds and whatever else, because I think this brawler is going to be absolutely insane. Again, I think, let me use my super here. So again, 3.5k damage. If, well, with his star power, you get more fish, by the way. So again, connecting it, you can do 3.1k damage. So I just think that the damage will ramp up pretty fast with this brawler. In terms of the dev build, I've got a little bit of delay, so I'm interested to see in a real game how quickly he can attack. That could be the biggest difference maker, I think, in 1v1 interactions. But let's jump into the build now. So one thing I nearly forgot to go through was the actual range of Nori. So with Nori, the attack was actually pretty hard to see, especially the main attack. Like the visible icon is pretty hard. But I'll put a picture here, side-by-side comparison with Star. I think Star Nova is probably closest one. So the range is kind of similar to Star Nova, maybe a little bit less. And the actual, like, range of the cone of the attack is shorter as well. So the attack is pretty short. It's not as short as, like, here or, like, Rosa, for example. It's not as big as BB, although it looks pretty big. It's somewhere, like, in between. So not anything crazy, but you're going to have to get really close with people to deal damage with Nori. And then going on to his grapple attack, you'll see here, with a side-by-side comparison with Buzz, you'll see that Buzz will be able to beat out Nori's grapple by at least like a couple of tiles, which is good, because then it doesn't put Buzz out of the competition. But still at the same time, like, Nori can just do so much more. You think of what Nori can do in the game, it's just going to be incredible. So first, take a look at the first gadget, which is, I forgot the name of it, but it's a healing gadget. So you consume 3 fish, and each fish will heal you 1,000. So only maximum 3k, but again, it's up to the amount of fish that you have. So I think with assassins with heal capabilities are always some of the best ones, in my opinion. So you can see here, I've got 2 fishes. Let's see how much I can heal up. 2k. So again, it's just that quick little boost before you get into a fight. And I think, again, like, think of Kenji, for example. Think of any other brawler, even Ali with Ali with charge. Think of Mortis with bats. Think of any type of assassin, Edgar with the heal steal. It's just a good ability to have. So a lot of the times, you know, you could super someone with his star power as well. If you're weak after the fight, like, you get more fish with this star power, which we'll go into a little bit later, then that can synergize well with this gadget, is what I'm trying to say. So although, you know, the enemy is going to be knowing that you're coming from this spot, but you've got this heal gadget that can help you in a 1v1 interaction. So I think it'd be pretty decent. Nothing strong, but definitely good. So now moving on to gadget number 2, we have, I think it's fishing net or fishing rod. I don't know the name of it, but with this gadget, you will root the enemies for 1.25 seconds and deal 800 damage. So it doesn't seem like anything crazy, but I still think this ability could be really strong because you can root the enemy and then super on top of them if you get a good combination, and that's going to deal a lot of damage. So I mean, the biggest thing is when they're rooted, it's just like a Lumi. When you Lumi super someone, they're just rooted. They can still move if they've got some type of mobility. But you can also see as well, if the enemy hasn't got mobility, a lot of times it can just equal a free kill. So again here, say if you're max range, you kind of root someone, you could just super on top of them. They won't have enough time to escape that super, and you can deal a lot of damage to them. So I think this gadget will be pretty good as well. So now moving on to star power number 1. We have the star power I was talking about a little earlier ago. So this star power seems pretty good because if you hit your super, you get 3 fishes. You'll see right here, if I miss, I'm obviously going to get 0. But even if I hit it with the other star power, which you'll see star power number 2, I will get no fishes. But you see here, I've got 5 fishes. I use them all up. You consume them all up when you're super in. But if you hit it, you get 3 of them back. The reason why this is a good star power is, again, it synergizes as well with a heal gadget, but it just helps you keep ramping up fishes quite effectively. You're not always going to reset back to 0. So, you know, if you did a ton of damage and you build up your fishes, you're pretty patient with your super, you can then get much easily a 3.5k damage super, which is just going to kill so many brawlers, especially like it's just going to combine really well. So I think the star power is good, but nothing crazy. So now moving on to star power number 2. So this one seems pretty okay. So again, just showing you without a star power here, you literally get none of your fishes back. So again, you're going to get a little bit, or like you definitely have to choose which star power you prefer. I think both can be personal preference, but essentially when you hit your main attack with Nori, you will gain a 20% movement speed boost for a second, which is still quite good because Nori's a very fast brawler anyways, right? But this will just help you, I don't know, create a lot of pressure. I don't know whether it's going to do all too much because with Nori, your main attack is just so, like the range of it, I've not actually spoke about, it's just so small. So I guess it's going to help a little bit in 1v1s, but big problem is that you're sacrificing the other star power where you're kind of starting from 0 again with your fishes, and it's a little bit harder to cycle through. So yeah, the star power is good, but not anything crazy. So in terms of the best build for Nori, I believe that both gadgets are going to be pretty effective, but I think gonna need a bigger net is gonna be the better one, mainly because you can combine it with your super pretty well. But again, you can never go wrong with a healing gadget. It's gonna depend on whether 20-second cooldown is gonna feel worthwhile with this gadget, whilst you can spam this one quite effectively, especially if you use the first star power. So I think the star powers are pretty underwhelming actually after trying them out. I think Bigger Haul probably will be the better one, depending on just how easy it is to hit the super in the real game. Again, we've got to test these things out because against bots it's very unpredictable, but I probably presume this will be the best build for Nori. Again, I will make sure to update you guys when I'm pushing Nori, but let's jump into some more points. Alright guys, jumping into the first game where we're going to be testing out Nori. So I've actually played a lot of Nori against, again, other YouTubers, which probably should include more in my videos. But with Nori, the reason why I think Nori is going to be so good is the ability just to get in and behind brawlers so easily. So see here, I can just grapple somewhat, well, I can just gadget them and confirm the kill easily. Again, just go on top of that belt. I know these are bots, but just look at the amount of area coverage I can get here. It's absolutely insane. So again, I'm just going to heal up a little bit here and just look at the area that I'm going to be able to cover with ease. So I'll go to hold down my grapple. I'm going to aim just to try and get in behind enemy lines, and then I mean maybe I can deal a lot of damage there. So again, there's a little bit of input delay on the dev build, so it's hard to really see the auto aim potential. So Sam, get away, bro! What are you doing? Okay, I've got 8 fishes saved up here. So again, want to make sure I can try and make a play onto the enemy lines. So I'm going to try and gadget one of them there, and that nanny's going to be instantly dead. So that's the power of the grapple gadget there. Again, this is against bots, and I'm using one less bots just to try and carry Sam as much as possible here. But let's try and grapple on here. You want to aim for the weaker brawlers here, so let's go for the bell. And bro, look at that damage. That was insane. That was absolutely insanity. You can also use your super to get away a little bit here. I mean, you don't really want to use it, but I can just grapple onto the wall, escape their buzz. I mean, I can use this gadget as well if needed, and I might just be able to grapple over Buzz and deal a lot of damage. I feel like with less input delay there, I could probably get the kill onto Buzz, but I've got my grapple ability here. I'm going to use it just to grapple on Buzz. I don't even need to fully charge it, just grapple a little bit, use my super onto Nanny. Should be able to confirm that kill as well. I mean, this brawler is going to be absolutely insane. I mean, it's very safe to say with a prediction that a new assassin, especially a legendary one, is going to be broken inside of the game, but Nori is going to be absolutely crazy. So crazy. So again, okay, I missed that gadget right there, but you kind of get the glimpse of him in gem grab. You could just get in behind enemy lines so easily and just be a constant nuisance to the enemy gem carry. I'm like, this brawler is going to be an instant ban in gem grab. I'm talking instant ban. The gem carry is going to have zero chance to defend themselves against a brawler like Nori. So let's jump into a few more. Okay, so now moving into hot zone, and why I think Nori is going to be so strong in this game mode in particular is just how easy it is to create pressure and get behind enemy lines. So we got the famous term of a space maker from Bobby, but basically just a pressure brawler. Like with Nori, just look at the amount. Like, that is just ridiculous. You can fully charge up so quickly. You could just get in behind enemy lines with ease. Again, you can see this gadget coming to good use here. Again, you don't even have to fully charge up. I'm just using my fully charge up as an example. But, I mean, that's just terrible. I could just grapple onto... Like, the amount of damage you can deal just by grappling onto them is also pretty insane. So I'm going to heal up here. I mean, I could just probably walk up anyways because I'm very fast. But, I mean, I don't even have to fully charge up. I could just grapple whenever I want. Like, I could grapple to this wall, put my charge a little bit. I mean, Bonnie's going to deal with the damage there. If you want to get in behind enemy lines, you know, see you later, buddy. Again, I'm going to fully charge up here so I can get on top of the grate. Again, like, bro, bots have zero flipping input delay. They just shred you. Like, people aren't reacting that fast in a real game. But you get the idea. So I'm going to grapple onto both of these. I'm going to put my gadget just because I've got a lot of fishes anyway. That's going to be an easy kill. Now we've got 6 fishes. I believe there's pretty much no way that these guys should be able to dodge out my super at this point. That's going to be a lot of damage. I can then return and just deal so much. Like, I just think the amount of pressure you're going to get with this brawler is crazy. Like, think on respawn. Again, just going to fully charge up. As soon as I see that wall, I'm going to hit it. Again, like, I'm already at this point here. Just going to go straight for the chest. So look at the amount of damage I just dealt through. Like, the fact that it deals double the damage. Like, I can pierce through players and deal double the damage. I can deal 3k damage to multiple players. Again, like, you at least haven't got the shield from, like, a Kenji. So you're a little bit vulnerable. But I think the actual grapple itself is pretty fast. So you don't have to worry too much about that. So again, let's grapple in behind. Let's use my super. Probably, actually, still going to get the hit onto Grey. Not a lot of damage, though. But I can just pop my gadget to keep myself alive here. And just even the area denial that you're going to get with the super on a game mode like Hot Zone, it's going to be crazy. And the last game mode I'm kind of worried about is Bounty with Nori. But I'm not worried. I just know this game mode is going to be very, very strong for Nori. So the first reason is because of the blue star. Blue star, if you guys didn't know, dictates the pace a lot of the times inside of pro play. So you'll know a lot of the time Nori should be able to beat a lot of brawlers to that blue star. And that's going to gain you good competitive advantage. Let's put my gadget here, see if I can kill the meeple. I mean, this heal gadget is going to be so crucial in 1 versus 1. As you see against that meeple, meeple will now require an extra ammo to kill me. So, yeah, both of these gadgets definitely going to be good. Again, it's probably dependent on the matchup. So, I'm going to fully charge up here. Going to probably take down the kit. There we go. Going to use my super onto the meeple. See if I can confirm the kill even without gadget. Okay, I can't, but probably against a real player, I reckon maybe. So, again, I don't even need to fully charge up here. I could just go up onto the mortis again. Just, I mean, it's a little bit hard. I do probably recommend charging up fully as much as possible, and holding auto aim is probably going to be the quickest way. I just go through the meeple there. He can't do anything about it. And again, just going to heal up a little bit. Going to look to grapple onto these guys. Use my super onto the kit. And let's look at that radius as well, by the way. That's insane. Can I pop gadget in time? Yes, I can. That's going to tank a couple more shots. And it's just crazy. So I think Nori absolutely... Again, I'm cooking bots, but I tried to put it on the highest difficulty. I think with Nori, I think Nori's easily going to be next step brawl in the game. Best brawl in the game, potentially not. Maybe only because you've got like Bolt with a hypercharge coming. You've got Surge with buffies, and you think Nori's not even getting released with a hypercharge, let alone buffies. So a little bit behind in terms of overall kit utility. But I think as a brawler, the ability to just grapple and create so much space, I think that's going to be by far the most broken thing about Nori. I know it's a little bit longer to fully charge up, but I honestly think just literally that alone, you just saw the amount of pressure I could create on gem grab, on bounty. You're just able to, you're literally like Miko, you're like Edgar, but better, like with your main attack. Like, you don't have to click a gadget, you don't have to sacrifice a long reload speed with Miko, for example, to really deal enough damage. I think Nori is going to be absolutely insane, probably broken. So that's going to be it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. I mean, it's going to be very fun. I think the bottom line is that Nori is going to be insanely fun, as most assassins are. But I think they're really cooked with this brawler. So I'm excited to get my hands on Nori for the first time. So that's going to be it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time.